Hello all, Ankit this side. I'm the trainer for Azure DevOps batch. Myself, Ankit Narula. And in the in the chat box, guys, I'm going to share some details with you. First of all, I'm sharing a WhatsApp group link of this particular Azure DevOps 180 batch. If anyone is not there in our Azure DevOps 180 batch, I'm requesting you to please join our WhatsApp group by using the link which is mentioned in the chat box. By using this, you can join our group. And even I'm going to share our course content link, or if you join the WhatsApp group, if you check the group description, you will get the course content also. But still, I have shared the course content link in the chat box just for your reference purpose. So if you have anything what we are going to learn in this particular training, all the things we have mentioned in the course content. And with this, I'm also going to share our Logical Apps team contact details. If you have any doubt regarding the training, if you want to ask anything regarding the training, you can contact them. But yes, if you have any technical queries, so for this one, I'm going to share my email ID. You can email me if you have any technical query or regarding career, regarding any question if you have, you can email me. And make sure whenever you're going to email me, you can please mention your batch number also, like this particular batch number is Azure DevOps 180. So it will be easy for me to guess you are from which particular batch. So based on that, as per the knowledge I have transferred you, I'm going to reply. Now, what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to give the introduction about me. And after that, if you guys have any question regarding your career, anything you want to ask regarding the course, you can please raise your hand also. So myself, Ankit Narula, I have total 11 plus years of experience in IT industry. Out of those 11 years of experience, in first 3 years, I worked in Oracle Apps as a techno-functional consultant, where we are generating reports, writing SQL queries, PLSQL queries, and modifying forms and doing some setups as per our client requirement in Oracle Apps. And from last 8 years, I'm working on top most 2 cloud platforms which we have in market right now, Azure and AWS. More than 8 years, I'm working in both the cloud platforms, and I'm giving training from last 10 years. I'm giving training from last 10 years. Earlier, I was giving training on Oracle Apps, and from last 8 years, I'm giving training on cloud platforms. And current, as per my current profile, I'm giving training on Azure Admin, which is I'm going to charge 5,900 INR. I'm providing training on Azure DevOps also, which is also cost same. AWS DevOps, which costs 1,500 INR, and AWS Associate, which costs 1,770. So currently, as per my tie-up with this training institute, Logical Apps Technologies, I'm providing right now on these 4 technologies. So this is about me. Now, if you have any question regarding career, regarding anything, if you want to ask anything, you can please raise your hand. Yes, Jabbar Khan, you can unmute.
Yeah, hello. Actually, I didn't work on Azure Cloud, never. So can I do Azure DevOps?
Yes, Jabbar, you can directly go with the Azure DevOps also. But in future, whenever you're applying for jobs, whenever applying for job, they're looking for a person who work on Azure Admin and Azure DevOps both. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
So it is a mandatory to.
It is not mandatory, Jabbar, but nowadays companies are looking for a person who's multitasking. And even if you want a better package, so you need to have multiple knowledge. Okay. If you just only go with DevOps, you will get a job. But definitely, if I talk about the package which you're getting it as compared to both the options, you will get lesser. The person who work on both the things, you'll get a less package. Okay. Jabbar, is it clear?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you please repeat again?
Whenever you are
Sorry, your
applying,
voice is breaking.
whenever you are applying for jobs, a company is looking for a person who is multitasking. If you just only go with DevOps, you will get a job, but definitely you'll get a less package, a person who is working on both the things. Okay.
Okay.
Any more questions?
No, actually, I know a little bit about the AWS cloud. So I know about like EC2, S3, and some IMA role. I know about this, but it is the same content in Azure cloud as well.
Concept wise, it is same, but Jabbar, concept wise it is same, but process is completely different. The process is not same. The one which we have in AWS, it is not same as the Azure one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, Satish.
Hi, Ankit.
Hi.
Yeah, actually, my question is, when you are going to take the Azure admin course?
Azure, very soon I'm going to start
Okay.
and by this month weekend, not sorry, weekend. By mid of this month, I'm going to start.
Okay, sure. So
You are looking for a
after
morning or evening?
evening only, evening. This time
Yeah.
will be good for us, actually.
Right now, this time I'm starting Azure DevOps batch at
Yeah.
9:30.
Yeah, correct. So maybe, I mean, after 7 o'clock, it will be good to us, actually. Good to
Don't
know.
worry, my team will update in the WhatsApp group whenever I'll plan any batch, Satish. My team will soon update in the WhatsApp group. You will get update there.
Okay, sure. So after this DevOps course, while trying to, I mean, attend the Azure admin course, we will understand, right? Actually,
Easily you can understand. You can first go with admin or you go with first DevOps. It doesn't make any difference because whatever is required to learn DevOps, also those things we are covering it. Also, yeah, much more in depth we are not going to cover. If let's talk about virtual machine or user creation, we need to do that to learn DevOps. So basic things we are going to cover it. But if I talk about in much more depth, those things we are not covering in DevOps because those are part of admin work.
Okay.
So basics we are going to cover so you can easily understand those things and you can easily practice it whenever you're going to do practice.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Deepak.
Yeah, hi Ankit. So my question is that, so is there any level like Azure admin and Azure DevOps? So is it must ensure that we should be learning first Azure admin and we have to go for Azure DevOps, or first we have to go with admin, DevOps and admin?
Any of the sequence you can follow, Deepak. It's not mandatory that first you need to go with admin, then DevOps, or first DevOps, then admin. You can go with any of the sequence.
Yeah, because I don't have any knowledge on admin nor DevOps. So I just wanted to start with Azure because right now my company is using the same Azure. But yeah, from the basics, I want to start.
So we are the DevOps, whichever we are going to start, we are starting from the basics. Because to learn to work on cloud platform, Deepak, you need to have basic knowledge of Linux. If you have, that's good. If you don't have, that's also we are going to cover in this particular training. It is part of course content.
Okay, great. So,
okay. Any more questions, Deepak?
Yeah, thank you for clarification.
Yes, Asif, you can unmute.
Yeah, hi, Ankit. Actually, you said right, Azure admin and Azure DevOps.
Yes.
Is there any difference in that?
No,
in Azure DevOps, it will cover admin as well, Azure admin.
In Azure DevOps, we are not going to learn about Azure admin. Very basic things we are going to learn about Azure admin here. Okay, which is required just to go with the DevOps practice. In
Okay.
much more depth, we are covering in the admin training those things.
Okay. Currently, I'm working as a storage admin at NetApp
Hmm.
Storage. So is it relevant to me? If I want to get a job on like Azure admin,
Now,
sorry, Azure
whatever you're
DevOps.
doing right now, yes, it is relevant because in every cloud platform, we have storage services also. So if I talk
Okay.
about in Azure, also we have Azure storage service that is called as Azure Storage Explorer. We have we have that particular, in that one we have different type called container, which we also call it blob storage. We have file share. So multiple types of storage options we have in cloud platforms.
Azure admin is related or DevOps is related?
Admin is
Both,
related. But
admin,
whenever
Azure
you're
admin.
applying for jobs, Asif, they are
Yeah.
looking for a person who is multitasking, like earlier I said that.
Mhm.
So if you want to get a better package, I suggest go with both of them.
Okay, I'm already having like 10 years of experience. So 7 years in storage. So
So
that's what
even you, may I know which company you're working, Asif?
Capgemini.
Definitely the Capgemini has Azure projects also. Am I
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So you can do one thing, not just Asif, all can do that. Whenever you're working in a very good company which is having cloud projects, so after completion of the training, contact your HR and fill the IGP. I have done the same thing 8
Okay.
years before. I'm working in the same company from last 11 years.
Okay.
So you can do the same thing with the help of this one. Your package is not going to increase for right now, but
Yeah.
once you get more experience, even you can put all your previous experience as a cloud one. And when after 2 years you are going in the market, you will get a near about double package.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Like packages will be more in this or like.
Definitely, cloud is a very best thing right now in the market. And if I talk about Asif, I pick any of the technology or if pick any of the cloud, Azure has more jobs in the market right now because Azure is capturing more market than any other cloud platform.
Okay.
From last 2 to 3 years, Azure has picked a very good growth in the market.
So you will be covering a storage module as well in this course?
In DevOps, we are not covering it.
Okay, in Azure admin you are going.
In Azure admin, it is part of those storage services.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Jabbar Khan, you can unmute.
Yeah.
Do you have any question?
No, thank you.
Please lower down your hand. Yes, Shekhar.
Yeah, Ankit, actually some of the questions already clarified. Actually, I am 12 plus years experience. So how my career, how we learning this one? Just I want to know that.
Shekhar, I just want to know what was your previous experience?
Oracle Labs technical.
Oh, you are also from Oracle Labs.
Yeah,
technical or techno-functional?
Yeah, technical, and then now also I am doing techno-functional. Yes.
In which modules you are working? Finance or SCM?
Finance and SCM, both.
Both you are working?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I was working on finance module, GL, AP, AR.
Yes.
I worked on these modules.
Actually, I'm supporting all the modules. Actually.
Sorry?
I'm working as a prime support.
Okay. In support you are working.
Yeah.
I was working as a developer there.
Yeah.
We have done the setup. We have done the conversion also for one of our client. We have created BA publisher reports also. I still remember it. We have done those things. We have generated BA publisher password reports.
Okay.
Also, we have done it. Okay. I just want to know, Shekhar, which company you are working right now?
Arrow Electronics.
Is that company has cloud projects?
Now we are using Azure. Cloud projects.
So it means you are working on Azure. So like earlier I said that after completion of this training, Shekhar, check with your HR and fill the IGP. That's the best option to switch your profile.
Yeah, that same company is switching that package, maybe that not that much difference, right? So
if you run out, what will happen, Shekhar? Let's example you're joining the same company you're changing the project. Your package will be same. But let's take example, current you go after 2 years, you can put that you have 5 years of experience in cloud.
Okay.
So whenever you're going in market after 2 years, definitely you'll get better package.
No. Okay, after this course, can I try that? It won't work for me because of my area of experience more, right? 12 plus years, right? So that is a not
That's
possible.
why I'm saying it. You can go with the same organization.
Okay, okay.
Same organization after 2 years, then switch it. You will get a better package also. You will get more opportunities in the market also.
Okay, okay. In case that chance is not there in the same organization, so that's the next option.
No, definitely yes. Then in that particular case, you can apply for jobs in the market also.
Okay, okay. No, how is that market, the packages wise, of course, for in minimum the 12 or 13 years experience guys?
Package, I'm not aware of that, Shaker, right now. Sorry for that. But
Okay.
jobs are available right now in the market. Like earlier, I said that
Mhm. Okay.
Azure is going to be #1 cloud in future, and it is picking a lot in the market. They are grabbing a lot of customers right now. The reason is because Azure is cheaper than any other cloud platform,
Okay.
and every company is looking for saving the money.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any more questions?
This Azure DevOps, we are learning any real-time projects or scenarios. You are explaining
Whatever
those.
we are going to learn, the same process you need to follow in real time also.
Yeah,
Process is same. There is no change in the process.
yeah. If you get chance as a pressure, right? We are suppose this many years experience, we cannot struggle right there. So that's the
Don't
problem.
worry, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
whatever is required, I'm sharing all the details also with you guys. If you just a minute, let me share that. What are the things you will get from my side also.
Okay.
At the end of the training, I'm going to share these details also with you guys. These
Yaman,
things.
Ankit, once finish this training, we can
Hmm.
able to manage in the any organization if you go any company or
Yeah, yes.
yeah.
Easily you can, very easily.
Okay.
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 Any more questions?
Yeah, that's all. If you give that much confidence, we will definitely.
Don't 100% you will get a confidence. And
Okay.
I'm guaranteeing for that one.
Yeah. Thank you, Ankit.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, Venkatesh.
Yeah, good evening.
Good
Just I
evening.
want to know that, see, now you're saying Azure DevOps, right? So the DevOps model can be learned like a multi-clouds, like this is purely related to Azure DevOps.
Yes. So we are only going to learn about Azure DevOps here.
Okay. Sorry to ask, it's a silly question only. The thing, suppose if I learn that Azure DevOps, what about the rest of AWS and GCP? Whether I
Now,
have to learn again both as well or similar kind of
if I
all.
talk about, we are learning about Docker, Kubernetes. With that, even the Nagios, the process is same in that one.
Okay.
Okay. But in Azure, we are learning about few services which are only related to Azure. With that, you can't work on AWS.
Okay.
Okay.
Only
Like
few
if I
services.
see here, even with Linux also you can work, Git also you can work, this also Kubernetes, Ansible, Nagios, you can work with that. But with these things and these things, you can't work it. Terraform also you can't work it because their codings are different. If you are able to read the documentation, then you can work on that. Okay. With these things and these things, you can't work on AWS, but these things are same.
Okay. Wherever coding like Docker and Kubernetes, it's a common for all the clouds.
Common for that, but to work on Kubernetes, first we need to create Kubernetes service in Azure.
Okay.
So without creating Kubernetes service, you can't work on cloud platform. So here I'm going to show you how to create Kubernetes service in Azure. It is same. After there are commands, whichever I'm going to run, the commands are same. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Yeah.
Yes, I will. Yes, Sayed, you can unmute.
Very good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Sayed, I'm able to hear you.
I'm very confused. I'm actually learning cloud technology since 2021. I have done big courses from different institution, and applying for the job, still not getting jobs. So I'm confused. Somebody say do data engineering course, some others say do Azure and DevOps. I also bought two different courses from Udemy of data engineering, but still I'm confused. I mean, what should I do to get job? I'm not thinking that I should have big salary. I don't expect that I should have huge salary. I don't want to have luxury house and Mercedes kind of car, but at least I should be able to earn something for my bread and butter. That will be much more than sufficient for me.
So yeah,
But
right now, if I talk about any of the technology or if I talk about any of the cloud platform, Azure has more jobs in the market right now because Azure is capturing a lot in the market. And even I'm regularly contact the person who is the hiring people, consultants. I'm always contact with them also, the people who are sitting on Bangalore or people sitting in US also. As per them also, the jobs are there a lot for Azure right now.
so it's,
Companies are not getting that particular people to work on Azure because right now people are thinking that AWS is number one. Yes, as per current situation, AWS is number one, but AWS one is not having much jobs as compared to Azure.
okay, and so we can do data engineering on also, like PySpark job can be run on. We can
Which
deploy
things?
Azure PySpark.
Sorry, your voice is cracking. Can you please repeat again?
PySpark, data engineering.
Whatever you can create virtual machines. Under that, you can do anything, whichever you want to do that. Even in Azure, we have few services also that are related to that.
Okay, so we can launch the instances, right?
Yes.
Okay.
How to launch instance, we are going to learn in our upcoming session.
And sir, the fees is 5,990, right?
5,900.
And if you do both, because I have done Hadoop administrator, I know many services in AWS only, but I job is not there. So I will, if suppose I do this course, so I'll have to get both the courses, or only one course will be good enough for me to land job.
Now, like
As-
earlier, I said that Sayed, whenever you're applying for a job, they're looking for a person who's multitasking. The person who work on Azure admin, also the person who work on Azure DevOps also. So if you want a better package or more opportunities, then I suggest you go with both. Or as per your wish, you can go with one by one also.
Okay. One by one is also possible. First, this
Yes.
course, doing more teachings, learning Azure DevOps only, and then Azure administration. After this course, this is a 45 days course, right?
Yes, you
So
can.
is it possible? What should you I do? I mean, according to your experience, this course should come first, and then the another course.
That up to you, Sayed. Whichever you want to go first, you can go with that also. It's not mandatory you need to go with first admin or first go with DevOps. You can go anyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so. Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yes, Rizwan, you can unmute. Yes, Rizwan. Rizwan, your voice is very low. Please increase your volume. Rizwan, are you able to hear me? Rizwan, I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you. Rizwan, are you there? Rizwan, your voice is very low. I'm not able to hear you. Rizwan, look like you have some issue with your mic. Please drop your message in the chat box. I'm going to reply you there. Yes, Sufyan Khan, you can unmute.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, basically, I am a non-tech guy. I want to make a career transition in this IT industry. So this course is good enough for me to
May I
make
know
a
your
career transition.
previous experience
My
or when you have come to your graduation or whatever you
I
have
have
done?
I have completed my graduation in 2018 in civil engineering, and I have done my masters from structural engineering in 2020. And currently I am working in infrastructure project as a road engineer. And currently I have quit my job recently to transition into the IT industry.
Okay. So you are want to switch from that civil engineering to IT industry.
Yeah.
So definitely, if Sufyan, whenever you're applying for a job, they will consider you as a fresher. Whatever your
Sir, are
previous
there fresher job available here?
Yes, there are fresher job. Recently, 1 week before, we have posted in our groups. Fresher jobs are looking in Hyderabad.
Okay, sir. And sir,
Yeah.
this course will deal fully, means I can become a complete DevOps engineer in this course. And a
Yes.
little part of Azure will be covered. That I understood from previous questions.
Yes, correct.
And sir, is Jenkins not covered here?
No, Jenkins is not part of this particular one because Azure have its own pipeline, which we are going to learn from here.
And another thing, sir, will 45 days will be enough because they are very less. So it will complete knowledge will be gained by us in 45 days.
To apply for jobs, yes, it is sufficient.
Okay, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you, sir. This was only my question.
Thank you. Yes, Banushek, you can unmute.
Hi, Ankit. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Yeah, my query is, I had an experience of it's nearly 6 years of experience I have, and now I'm having a gap of nearly 5 years.
Okay.
My profile is I worked as a PLSQL developer, Oracle D2K developer.
Forms and reports.
Yeah, forms and reports. And I have a knowledge of Oracle DBA also.
Okay. So you said that you have a career gap of 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah.
So whenever Sheikh, Badu Sheikh, whenever you're applying for a job, it's very common nowadays for especially for girls that they have a career gap. So whenever you're applying for a job, you just need to give a valid reason why you have a career gap, and you can apply for jobs. You don't need to fill that gap. But the only thing is you just need to mention the perfect reason for that, the proper reason for that.
Okay.
Okay.
And my query is this Azure DevOps and Azure as admin, if I enhance skills into these two, so will they consider my profile?
Definitely,
as a fresher?
yes.
Or...
As a fresher, they are going to consider.
Okay.
They're not going to consider as an experienced person because your previous experience is a different one and the career gap which you have, so they are going to consider as a fresher.
Okay. Means is there any chance, right? I will get a job at least
Definitely,
as a fresher.
yes. As a fresher, yes, you can apply.
Okay. Thank you, Ankit.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, few more questions, then we'll start with our demo sessions also. Yes, Manoj, you can unmute. Manoj Kumar, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi, Ankit.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Manoj.
Yes,
So
Manoj.
I have total 7 years of experience in support profile.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know, should I go with Azure admin or should I go with Azure DevOps? What will be good for me?
Like earlier I said that, Manoj, whenever you're applying for jobs, they're looking for a person who's multitasking. So it's up to you. You want to go with one or you want to go with both.
Okay.
Okay. So it's whenever, if you want a better package, if you want more opportunities, then go with both. Or you can go with one also, Manoj.
Okay. And one more thing, is certification is also included in this package?
No. For course completion certificate only you will get from our side. If you want a Azure certification, that one you have to apply by yourself.
Okay.
And that costs you 4,800 rupees something if you are from India.
Okay.
If you are outside of India, in US, Canada, it costs you $160.
Okay, fine.
Okay. And for that particular one, we are going to share some term with the help of that certification. You can easily clear your certification.
Okay. Yep, fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Yes, Rahmatullah, you can unmute.
Hello.
Yes, you can ask your question.
Yeah, myself Rahmatullah. Right now, I'm working as a .NET with SharePoint, having 12 years of experience.
Hmm.
So if I go with Azure DevOps, will they consider my experience or why? Because I am having a good package with a 12 years of experience.
So is your company has Azure projects?
No, actually.
Okay. So in that case, what you can do is you can put some previous experience as a Azure, and then you can apply for the jobs. If your company
Okay.
don't have Azure project, but if I'm requesting you to please check once with your HR also, do they have a cloud project? Check once with them. If they have,
Okay.
then go with your same organization. Then otherwise you can switch an organization. But yes, you need to put some previous experience as a Azure one. Okay.
Okay. How much experience I need to put?
If you go
Previous.
with Azure admin and Azure DevOps both, then you can go with 3.5 years of experience. If you just only go with one, then go with 2 maximum.
Maximum. Okay.
If you go with
But
only one thing,
yeah. Okay. If I go with both
then
3.5 years.
3.5 years of experience easily you can go.
Okay. Okay. And the package, will I get more or already I'm having
Definitely
24?
yes. Definitely, yes, your company is whenever you're switching an organization, that company will give you some hike also.
Okay, but whatever the experience I'm.
But with that, you need to put some previous experience as your .NET experience also. That one also you're
Yeah,
putting, no?
yeah. That's what if I
That
split, for example, 12 years I'm having. So if I keep 8 years as .NET and 4 years as at plus dev,
you need
so
to
will I
split
get
it.
the package?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. That in that case, you will get better package. If you split it. If you're not putting it, then you will not get better package. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So Jenkins, it is not.
Like earlier I
I
said that
saw most
Jenkins
of
is
the.
not part of course content because Azure have its own pipeline. Azure have its own
Okay.
pipeline. So we don't need Jenkins here. Okay.
But so the videos they are using Jenkins also
In
in Azure
AWS.
DevOps.
In AWS, a lot of
Oh,
clients are using Jenkins. Why? Because AWS have its own pipeline also, but less than 1% of their clients are using their own pipeline. But if I talk about in Azure, less than 1% of clients are using Jenkins in Azure. So because Azure have its own pipeline, it's a very good pipeline, faster than Jenkins. The performance is much better than Jenkins. I work on both the clouds. I know the performance of Jenkins also and the performance of Azure pipeline also.
okay, okay, okay.
So in Azure, we don't need to use Jenkins because we have our own pipeline.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much.
Yes, Banu. Banu, you can unmute yourself. Banu, you have raised your hand. Venkata, you can unmute yourself. Banu, Prakash, Venkata.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Actually, I'm your old student.
Okay,
AWS
from
batch 90 also.
Oh, you're from my AWS batch. Okay.
Yes, yes. I'm having doubt that can we learn parallelly Azure DevOps as well as Azure admin 104?
Banu, if you have time for practice, then you can go parallelly. Otherwise,
Okay.
just go one by one. Because
Yeah.
practice is important.
Okay.
Okay.
And having one more doubt, like we need to learn any programming language?
No. To work on cloud platforms, DevOps person don't need any programming language. We don't need any coding. Whatever is required, we are covering in this particular training, and I'm going to provide those details also with you whatever is required you to learn.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start with our session. Then if you have any question, then please you can raise your hand. Please don't lower down your hands. I'll come back to you once we'll complete this particular introduction about DevOps. You don't need to lower down your hand, guys. Now we'll start with Azure DevOps. So before that, starting off DevOps, we just need to understand what is DevOps. Is DevOps a one tool? Or DevOps is any a service? No. DevOps is not a service. DevOps is not one single tool. DevOps is a process. DevOps is a process. That particular process is called as DevOps. And DevOps word comes from two words. One is from development, other one is from operations. So from development, we get dev. From operations, we got ops. So becoming those two words, combination of those two words become one single word called DevOps. And what are the benefits of DevOps? Why clients are using every day nowadays? Every client is go with DevOps. Because with the help of this one, we can easily provide new features to our customers. Every week, every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever we want to provide new feature, just update our code and within fraction of seconds, we can provide the new feature to our customers. No upgrades to worry about. We don't need to worry about the upgrades. Easily we can upgrade our application by just running our pipeline. We can easily provide the new features also. And with the help of this one, whatever the new things are, we get updated also. DevOps is backed 24/7 support. Flexibility. If your DevOps team don't want and need full suite of service, they can acquire them independently. They can independently manage every single service, whichever they want to manage. And the best part is about DevOps, you can go with the Linux also. You can work on Mac operating system, or you can go with the Windows also. But in cloud platforms, majorly clients are going with the Linux-based operating system. I didn't see any of the client who's using Mac or Windows, but if you want, you can go with any of the operating system for DevOps. And in the DevOps, you can use any language. Developers can build any language. With the help of that, you can build any type of application. You can go with Java, Python, Ruby, .NET. You can even develop Android app also. You can develop iOS apps also. You can develop those. Even with the help of this one, you can build a website also. That we can call it applications. Now, this is just a DevOps part. Not just about Azure DevOps, it's a DevOps. We can work on any of the platform. We can go with AWS, Azure, Google, even on premises also, we can go with the DevOps. And we can use any operating system. We can use any language for that. Now I'll come to Azure DevOps. Earlier, Azure DevOps is called as Visual Studio Online. But after that, it has been renamed to Azure DevOps. In Azure DevOps also, we are getting two types of services. One is Azure DevOps services. Other one is Azure DevOps server. Azure DevOps services is used on cloud platform. Azure DevOps server used on premises. Which one we are going to learn? We are going to learn about Azure DevOps service because we are only going to learn about Azure cloud platform. No client is using it Azure DevOps service, but Azure is providing that particular service also to us that we can work on premises by using Azure DevOps servers. Now, this I have already told you, Azure DevOps services Azure DevOps service. It is compatible with all the features, whatever the features we have in Azure DevOps service, the same features we are getting in Azure DevOps server also. And what are the concepts we are getting in Azure DevOps services? Azure boards, Azure repos, Azure pipeline, Azure test plan, and Azure artifact. On all these 5 concepts, a DevOps person is working? No. A DevOps person is working on these 3 concepts. This is for testers and artifact is for developers. A DevOps person is going to work on boards, repos, pipeline. On repos, developers are also working, but a DevOps person is also working on Azure repos. Now, what is Azure boards? Azure board is help us to track our work issues, and when this particular task is going to be complete, whichever we have assigned to any of our employee. How we get information, how many tasks are pending it? How we get information, this particular task we have assigned to which particular person? All those details we are getting in Azure board. Next thing. Azure pipeline. Azure pipeline is run our codes. So Azure pipeline, what we are going to do? We are going to do CI/CD. Continuous integration, continuous delivery. With the help of pipeline, we are going to run our workflow. That this particular workflow system needs to run. And with the help of this particular pipeline, we are able to display our results. So this pipeline is very, very important for DevOps person. Because in this pipeline, we are the person who is only responsible for pipelines. Next is Azure repos. Azure repos is same like a Git version controlling system. So to store our code, we have 2 options. Once I can store my code in GitHub also, or if you want to store your code, we can store our code in Azure repos also. So how we can store our code in Azure repos, that's what we are also going to learn in our upcoming session. How we can store. And even this Azure repos, you can link with multiple softwares also, like Visual Studio, Android Studio, or there are a list of software we will get. With that, you can link your Azure repos. Next is artifact. Like earlier I said that on artifact, only developers are going to work. We are the one person who is not going to work on this particular tool called artifact. But what is the use of artifact? With the help of this one, it is going to build our code. So with the help of artifact, system is going to build our code. That is called as continuous build process. And then with our pipeline, we are going to transfer our artifact from our current location to another location so we can see our result. In market, we have a lot of artifact tools also. If I talk about for Java, we have an artifact tool called Maven. For Python, we have a tool called py builder. For every different code, we have a different artifact tool. But in Azure, we don't need to go with those different tools, because in Azure, we have its own artifact tool, which is compatible with every type of codes. You can run Python code, you can run Java code, you can run .NET code. It is compatible with each and every type of to build your artifact. In more details about artifact, we will discuss in our upcoming session. Because without generating of artifact, we can't see our results which we want to see by running our pipeline. Next and the last one is test plan. It is not our part of the job to work on test plan because it is completely used by the tester. And test plan is not part of our course content also. Artifact, we are just going to discuss very basic things because to work on our pipeline, you need to have some basic knowledge about artifact. So what is artifact? More details, little bit of more details we will learn when we'll come to this particular topic when we are learning. And test plan is used to test the application. Because whenever the application is going to run, whenever we create any application, it needs to be tested. So who is going to test the application? By the testers. Not by a DevOps person is going to test. So in this particular test plans, only testers are going to work. And we are not a tester, we are a DevOps person who is not going to work on test plans. And what are the things which we are going to learn in this particular training? First, we are going to learn about some of the basic Linux commands. Because to work on DevOps, we need to have some basic Linux knowledge. Then we will learn about Git also because real time might be some of the clients are using Git or some of the clients are using Azure repository because Git is also providing by Microsoft. Azure repo is also providing by the Microsoft. So we learn about both the option because client can go with any one option they are using it. Then we go with Azure pipeline, Azure boards, and then after that we learn about Docker. And when we are learning about Docker, at that time we will also learn about Azure Container Registry. It's a Docker service we have in Azure. Then we go with Kubernetes. And once we are learning about Kubernetes, we will also learn about Azure Kubernetes cluster. Then we go with Ansible, Nagios, and Terraform. So these are the things which we are going to learn in this particular training. Duration for this particular course is 45 days. Each session is going to near about 1 hour, Monday to Friday. Session timing is as per our schedule time. Start time is always 9:30 p.m. IST. End time depend on your question. Sometime might be go with 1 hour or sometime it will go with more than 1 hour also. Depend on your questions. Each session we are going to record and we will share with our candidates. Course fees is 1500 INR. Course content link I have already shared in the WhatsApp group earlier. Let me share the course content link again in the chat box. And again, I'm going to share the WhatsApp group link also. So if you are not in our WhatsApp group, you can please join by using the link. And after completion of this training, if you want to apply for any of the certification, you can go with this particular certification, AZ 400. But to do this particular certification, it is mandatory to clear first associate certification. And under associate, these are the two, any one of the certification you need to go with that. AZ 203 or AZ 104. Like earlier, which I was talking about Azure admin. Azure admin means that AZ 104. And then after that, for certification, you can go with this particular one. Fundamentals are optional. The top one which we are having, these are optional. It is not mandatory to go with that particular one. So as per the certification path, first you can go with this one, and then you can go with DevOps one. But as per learning one, whichever you feel comfortable, you can go with any of the option first, and then after that, you can go with the next option. And what you will get if you are going to join this particular training, live training, recordings, training PPTs. For this particular batch, I'm going to use these PPTs, which I have already created. It's 109 PPTs. I'm going to use these particular PPTs. And at the end of the training, I'm going to share dump, DevOps document, sample resumes, interview question, and self-learning YAML language document also. So if you want to learn YAML language, you can learn that particular language also by using the document which I'm going to provide. So this is what I have told you with things you will get for self-learning. Yeah, Linux commands also I'm going to provide you. Basics we are going to learn in this particular training. But if you are interested to learn more about in more depth for Linux, I'm going to share some commands also with you guys. From A to Z, whatever the commands we have in Linux, you will get in that particular link, which I'm going to share with you. So if you are interested more, you can learn more about Linux commands. These Linux commands you will get once we'll complete that Linux command topic. But other than that, you will get at the end of the training. And even I'm going to share a quiz also with you guys. At the end of the training, you will get a quiz also from my side. So quiz is not mentioned in this particular PPT, no issues. So you will get a quiz also from my side, which you can attempt and practice whatever you have learned in this particular training. So these things you will get from my side. And this is about from my side. And now anyone have any question regarding the course content, anything, please let me know. Or whatever we have discussed regarding those, if you have any question, you can please let me know. Yes, Rizwan.
Yeah, my question is like in the whole course you are going to like more focused on basics. So that's enough for like as a fresher?
Basic to medium.
Basic to medium. Okay.
Yes.
And as like after the training, are you going to like helping me like to
In which things?
creating resumes and
I'm going to
profiles?
share sample resumes.
Okay. Okay.
With the help of that, you can easily create your own resume also.
And the background doesn't matter, no? Like I'm BCom actually.
You can apply as a fresher as well.
Okay, so is anyone you know like who get the job in as a DevOps engineer?
Currently, no. Earlier, as 3 years before, I know one person. The person name was Ganesh. Now
Okay.
he's not in my contact from very long period of time.
Okay. Okay.
He's from Hyderabad.
Okay. And okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Priya. Yes, Priya, you can unmute yourself. Yes, Pani Raghavendra, you can unmute.
Hi, Ankit. Good evening.
Good evening.
So, Ankit, is it possible to reschedule the timing to 9 o'clock? Why? Because sometimes the classes may extend also.
It's not possible because I already have a batch going on at 8 to 9 p.m.
Okay, fine, got it.
So that's not possible.
And second thing is Jenkins, that is coming under in AWS, right? Not in Azure, right?
No, we are not covering in Azure DevOps training because Azure have its own pipeline, which most of the clients are preferring those particular pipelines. So we don't, that's why we are not covering Jenkins.
So Jenkins topic is there, but we are not covering. That is what you're
It
trying
is not
to say?
part of Azure DevOps training. The reason, because no one is using those things.
It is.
So if anyone is not using, why we need to waste our time to learn those things which anyone is
Already
not
has an
using?
inbuilt pipeline. That is what you're trying to say.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Even AWS have its own inbuilt pipeline also, but no client is using those things. They are preferring Jenkins. So that's why in AWS DevOps training, we need to teach Jenkins.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm having a background of SQL DB experience, and I'm looking to move to Azure side.
And while we are aware that DBA jobs are very less nowadays in the market.
Yeah.
The reason is cloud platform.
Yes, yes.
Because everyone is moving to cloud platform and they don't want DBAs to manage the database because everything is managed by the cloud platform. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
So yes, you can definitely switch your profile as soon as possible
Internal
to cloud
job,
platform.
as you are stating and mentioning that internal job moves, but people are not showing interest, though we ask them or we are looking for real time. That is what the statements they are giving. Internal.
Which company you are working?
I work for CTS.
I'm not aware of that. Recently, one of my, even actually my student, and he's also my neighbor also. He's working in IBM Chandigarh. He was working in Oracle. He has failed the IGP and he switched to Azure.
Okay.
Companies are looking, but yes, every company might be, they have their different
expectations.
Expectations, yes, but people are switching it in their own company.
So development background is not necessary for this learning this course, right?
No. To work on cloud platform or DevOps person, it's not required.
Okay.
Okay.
The course which you are giving, that is enough to crack the interview and get the job.
Yes, definitely, easily you can do that. That's why at the end of the training, even I'm sharing some interview questions also. With that, you can easily get more knowledge. And I'm sharing quiz also. You can attempt those quiz and just check your knowledge. Whatever you have learned in the training, you will get recall all those things.
Okay. So which one do you suggest first, DevOps or Azure DB, Azure Admin?
Like earlier I said, Pan, it's up to you, whichever
No, that
you
is
feel
correct.
comfortable.
But generally,
There is no terminology that, or we have any sequence. I can go with first that one or this one. There is nothing like that. Okay.
And the payment part, once done, the separate credentials and accessing the recordings or the PPTs, everything completely under the particular portal, right?
Yes, all the things, whatever the recording notes and notes you can download also. Recordings you can't download, but you have lifetime access. You will get it.
Okay, it's not
Okay.
that earlier we get under Google.
No, you are getting from our website. You can get access from there. And whenever you have any doubt while practicing, you can email me anytime.
With the batch number.
Okay. Any more questions?
What is that Azure admin timings which you are planning?
Currently, there is no plan right now. Actually, my batch is already going on at morning 7 o'clock.
The July 4th batch start.
Azure admin already batch going on for Azure admin, which is already started. It's already 10 to 11 sessions done for that. Okay.
What is the proposed plan timing?
Till now, I have no plans. I have already planned 2 batches for AWS, and might be after 20th, I'm going to plan any of the batch. Till now, I don't have any plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Sufyan Khan, you can unmute. Yes, Sufyan Khan, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello, sir. Basically, I wanted to ask that what is the success rate of this course? That how many people are getting the job in the market? They must be sharing with you, na?
No,
After taking the
first of
course.
all, we are providing an online training. No one is sharing these details with us. We are not providing classroom trainings. So very few students after getting the job contacting us. So I don't have any information that how many students are getting jobs or how many are not getting it.
Okay, sir. So
Okay.
basically, you will only teach. That is
We'll
only
share.
your
No,
part.
we are providing job details also. In our WhatsApp group, in our Telegram group, we are updating the job details. Students can apply and they can get the jobs from there also. But we don't have much information that students are even might be not contacting me, might be they're contacting the training institute, they're sharing the details with me. But I'm not getting much information about the students, or might be training institute not getting much details about the students that who are getting jobs or who are not getting jobs. Because we are an online training institute.
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
basically, we can get job easily now after completing this course, because ultimately our goal is to get the job only.
Definitely, yes, you can get a job very easily. So make sure whatever you're learning it, you're practicing those things.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Amit Saxena, you can unmute.
Yeah, Ingrid. Good evening.
Good evening. I mean, might be I'm not wrong. You're from a 7 a.m. batch.
I am from yes batch 149. Yes.
Yes, 149
And,
batch.
so
Yes, Amit.
I have a good this one class going on, this Azure admin class. So I thought I should try this also. So basically, I am from telecom background for first of my 10 years, and then next of my 10 years was next of my 5 years was PMO. Okay, and next 3 years is cloud, Azure cloud, in pre-sales actually. Okay. So I'm doing solutioning part also. So I'm getting into it. So I just need these details. What is DevOps and what is into that portal. So this is my second training. And my query is, what is the day-to-day work that a DevOps guy get on day-to-day basis? Does he need to resolve some queries, looking at some errors, or is there any process defined for this?
That's what we are going to learn in this training, Amit.
Okay.
Whatever the day-to-day activities which we have it, that's what we are going to learn this training. We need to manage Azure boards, pipelines, which we need to manage it. We can create pipelines also based on our client-to-client requirement, and we'll manage those also.
Okay.
Okay.
And more or less, I have read this DevOps, like this is more or less is software development life cycle, right? Git is there, so code pipeline is there, right? Code is there, then it goes to build, then it is tested.
There are a lot of we have Bitbucket also. There are a lot of we have that where we can store our code, but the popular one in market is GitHub. GitHub is the popular one, but in Azure we have one more called Azure Repos. That is inbuilt of Azure we have it. Okay, so that's why we are learning about both the one here. But yes, if I talk about as compared to Azure Repos, GitHub is more popular because it's open source. Anyone can use it. Even the people who work on AWS DevOps also, even Google DevOps also, they are working also GitHub.
Yeah, some of my friends in IT background, so they have told me that the basic out there in Azure Repos is Git only. The basic code that is taken over it is GitHub.
Yes,
only.
even if you put your code in GitHub also, that particular code, if you want, you can transfer in Azure Repos also, or whatever the code you have in Azure Repos. If you want, you can transfer that particular code to GitHub also. We have those options also. How to do that, we'll learn in upcoming sessions. Practically, I'm going to show that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, Uzama, you can unmute.
Hello, good evening.
Your voice is coming as echo to me.
Yeah, that's the issue that I have. It has been like this all through the section.
So please turn off your speaker if you're on the speaker.
I'm not actually not student.
So it's quite difficult for me to understand. Can you please quickly tell your question, whichever you have?
Okay, I'm a beginner and I'm kind of lost. my first time. I
No,
don't
sorry,
really
it's quite
know.
very difficult to understand your question, Usma. Usma, you can drop a question in the chat box, or you can do one thing. Please drop me an email. I'll reply you there. Okay, because with that echo, it's quite very difficult to understand your question.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you. Yes, Manoj.
Yeah. So I am new to this IT industry. So I don't know about cloud and all these things. I'm working as a finance related company. So one of my friend told me that so just learn Azure admin and Azure DevOps. So without Azure admin, can I learn this Azure DevOps?
Yes, you can go with first Azure DevOps. After that, you can go with Azure admin also. Yes, Manoj, it is possible. Because
Okay.
to learn cloud platform or to work DevOps, basic Linux is required. And that is also part of our course content.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay. Okay, so in today's session, we have just discussed about what is DevOps and what are the things we are going to learn in this particular training, or if you join this particular batch, what are the things you will get from my side. So what we are going to learn in the tomorrow's session. In tomorrow's session, we learn about first how we can create our Azure account. And then we will learn about how we can create our virtual machines in Azure platform. What is virtual machine? All those things we will discuss in our tomorrow's session, how to create virtual machine, how we can connect to our virtual machine. All those things we will discuss in the tomorrow session. Any question anyone have, you can please raise your hand or we can end the session. Yes, Sayyid Ashraf, you can unmute.
So very good evening. My
Good
question
evening.
is, suppose if you fail to understand one thing, so recording will be there. So while
Recordings,
practicing,
you are getting it for lifetime. And even if you have any doubt while practice, you can email me anytime.
okay, and recording will also be available,
There
right?
for lifetime you have.
Okay.
No download option, for lifetime access you have.
I can go there and watch the video and complete my assignment, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Sir.
Anyone have any more questions? No questions. So with this, I'm ending this session. In tomorrow's session, we'll learn about how we can create our Azure account or how we can create our virtual machine. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow and have a nice day. Thank you.